Hello, Merry Meet. So, sorry for making a third video today. I don't want to flood my YouTube page, but since I had already gotten dressed up for my Asperger's support group meeting, I thought I might as well get some videos done. So yeah, I want to review a book. That is The Ghosts of Chicago, the Windy City's Most Famous Haunts by Adam Selzer, and it's published by Llewellyn. Now, I have to admit that the reason why I picked up this book is that Chicago has a special place in my heart. This is completely unrelated to the book, but I play World of Darkness role-playing games, and Vampire Masquerade's main city is in Chicago, and I also placed my main mage campaign in Chicago, so it's a place that's very dear to my heart. And so when I heard about a book about various famous ghost stories and haunts from Chicago, I thought I could use this for my role playing. In addition to that, I get some cool ghost stories. So basically, this book is full of little chapters that describes various forms of famous haunts in Chicago, and basically the stories surrounding them. So let me take an example here. We have Abraham Lincoln's funeral train, which basically just describes the legend. It has photographs of the place. It describes what people hear and feel there, and also has a little bit of information for tourists about what should you do if you go there, when should you go, and so on and so forth. And also which of these haunts are still there and easily accessible. I think that this book would be great if you're going to Chicago or if you live there and want to go to the various famous haunted places, because this tells you which one is accessible, the stories and legends there, what are usually seen, and so on and so forth. So let's have a look at what's inside the book. Here's the author. That's the way he looks. And yeah. Here we have the contents, and this is going to be a long one because there's a lot of little tiny chapters. Basically, each location is covered by from 4 or 5 pages to about 10 pages. So yeah, you have a cost and an introduction and a glossary of tips. Glossary and tips. Then we have chapter 1, the Irkonis Theater. I'm not completely sure how it's to be pronounced. It's Iroquues Theater. And we have chapter 2, Gallows Ghosts. Chapter 3, The Eastland Disaster and the Haunted Morgues. Chapter 4, The Murder Castle of H. Holmes. Chapter 5, H. Holmes and the Ghost of Sobeski Street. Chapter 6, The Ghost of Louisa at the Lugert Sausage Factory. Chapter 7, The Congress Hotel. Chapter 6, Abraham Lincoln's Funeral Train. Chapter 9, St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Chapter 10, Old Town Tattoo. Chapter 11, Lincoln Park Ghosts. Chapter 12, The Haunted Hooters. Oh, that sounds like a fun place. Chapter 13, Fado. Chapter 14, Haunted Nightclubs and Bars. Chapter 15, The Hancock Building. Chapter 16, Resurrection Mary. Chapter 17, St. James at the Sagbridge Churchyard and other haunted cemeteries of Archer Avenue. Chapter 18, Maple Lake. Chapter 19, Dunning Cemetery. Chapter 20, Bachelor Grove Cemetery. Chapter 21, Hull House, Myth and Mystery. Chapter 22, Graceland Cemetery. Chapter 23, Mount Carmel Cemetery. Chapter 24, Some Suggested Scares. Chapter 25, Bug House Square. Chapter 26, Camp Douglas. And Chapter 27, Other Notable Houses. And then we have biography and photo credits. So, this book is less basically a collective of ghost stories, as it's more presentations of these various haunted places and what ghosts are believed to be there. And so you can say it's more like paranormal travel guide. It tells you about these famous places that people have seen ghosts, what you might expect to see there, how to get there, history about the place, paranormal theories there, and so on and so forth. And as such, it's pretty thorough and good. Of course, no book can describe every haunt in a place like Chicago, but it has the most famous one, and it also has a chapter where with just a quick going through of other places. And there's like cool pictures. Don't know if they're fake or not, but like here ghost photography. And yeah, the two last pictures seems to be no, at least two. It's like there's other notable haunts that just have about a paragraph of each one to just give you more places to go. Now, is books like these useful or not for ghost hunting? Well, I say it's a double-edged sword. Because on one end you are then told what places you are likely to find paranormal phenomena, but at the same time, if you know what to expect, then what you experience are less likely to be true phenomena and more likely to be your fabrications of your mind. So I would actually more recommend that if you're going on a ghost trip to Chicago, that you just read which places are said to be haunted and a little bit about how to get there and so on. And you go to visit these places and you just note down what you experience and then you can check with the book later if what your experience has anything is resembling what others have experienced. But yeah, for me that getting to Chicago is pretty damn expensive from Norway. I sort of like to just read about these places and so on and so forth. I also think that if you are hosting a role-playing game in, for example, Chicago, a book like this is amazing because it gives you a lot of food for thought for where to place your story, little ghosts that you can pop in there, legends, all of that. So is it a good book? Well, with this many chapters, there's a limit to how much detail they can go into each place, so keep that in mind. The various pictures and so on helps you to get in the mood while reading the book, and it's reasonably well written. I would say that it's a pretty decent book. If you're interested in famous haunts in Chicago, then this is a good book. You don't have to plan to go there to find this book interesting. So yeah, I think it's pretty decent. So, and I mean, there's a lot of pictures in here. And it seems to me like the man has done his research. So if you like ghost stories, if you're interested in Chicago, if you're going to Chicago, a lot of these things, I think this is a good place to go with. You have to take the book for what it is. It doesn't go into a great deal of depth, And if you're looking for straight up ghost stories, that might not be it, because it's more descriptions of the various places and what paranormal experiences people usually have there, what legends are attached to a certain place, than ghost stories in and of themselves. But if you're interested in haunted spots and places, then this might be a book that you will be interested in. It's a decent sized book. It's, let us see, 339 pages, including the index. It's very well indexed, by the way. And if you have the Haunted Road 66 book, this is very similar. They even advertised for that book in this one. So yeah, if you like the Haunted 66 Route 66 book, then you might like this one as well. I'll give this book 7 out of 10. I'm pretty satisfied with it. What it, I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't go in a great deal of detail, but for what the scope of the book, it's pretty good. And that is my review of The Ghosts of Chicago, the Windy City's Most Famous Haunts by Adam Selzer. It's a pretty decent book. I hope you have enjoyed this review. Have a great day, and blessed be.